Hey, good evening, everybody. This is Dr. Bashara Wilson with New York Sports Acupuncture. Today, we will be discussing detox for your body, the benefit of it, and some natural ways that we can go about doing that. So, again, I am Dr. Bashar Wilson, Doctor of Acupuncture and Eastern Medicine, specializing in my private practice in sports medicine, private practice since 2003 here based in Brooklyn, New York, but coming to you worldwide today. So, again, we're going to be talking about the power of purification and detox and why it's so necessary for the body. In today's world that we live in, we're just bombarded by toxins in our environment, especially living in the city. We have toxins in the air, toxins in the food, toxins in the water, toxins in cleaning products, and things that we put on our bodies. And this affects not only our physical health, but our mental health, even affects our energy and all the ways that we are working to just ultimately manifest our life purpose. So, from like day one, when we are first coming out the womb, we're bombarded with different things that are injected in our bodies, whether we're talking about vaccines, with a newborn, they're injecting them with hepatitis B vaccine. And with that, you can actually kind of wait on that. Hepatitis B is blood-borne hepatitis with folks that are intravenous drug users and things like that. So if you're going to choose to do something like that with your child, I suggest that you see how long you can delay that so that their bodies can get a little bit stronger, fresh out the womb and boom, injected. So a lot of us from the first minute or two or however long that we're on the planet, we are dealing with these things that are in our bodies and have to then detox and affects our blood and organs, and we're not even fully formed yet, just strengthening. The only thing we need at that time is breast milk. And so as we go on through life, some of the things that we do the most is, we drink water. And what's in the water? There's chlorine in the water, different toxins that might settle from the atmosphere, get into the water, and all of that then has to be detoxed in our body, within our liver and our kidneys. This is what's building up our bodies. Our bodies are over 70% water, and so if these toxins are in the water, in the fluids that go into our body, that's what's going in to make up our bloodstream. And that blood is circulating through your arteries and in your veins and going everywhere in your body to your brain. This was nourishing your skin, your eyes, your heart and your lungs, your intestines, reproductive organs, your muscles, bones, everything. This is what we're being made of. And so we want to make sure that we're drinking the purest water that we can, whether you have a machine like that's cleaning the water that's coming from your pipes, or like in our house we use, it's called, the brand is called Berkey. It's kind of expensive, but it has like four really strong filters in it, and that thing can filter. I've seen video where it filters like swamp water. So we also can deal with the toxins that are in our foods. If you're not getting organic foods, and even if you are, outside, it's not as controlled an environment. But if you're not eating organic foods, you might most likely are getting pesticides and herbicides that are being sprayed on your fruits and vegetables. And these things, these chemicals, can have all sorts of effects on our body, dealing with affecting our endocrine system, which is affecting our hormones. It's affecting our mental health. These chemicals affecting our nerves and all sorts of function in the body. If these things are meant to kill bugs, insects, these are toxins. And so that's something else that our bodies have to detox from. And if you're eating boxed foods or even junk food or whatever, you're going to then have in there preservatives. You're going to have artificial colors, artificial flavors, like I say, different preservatives, emulsifiers. You look at any packaged product and you look at the list of the ingredients, something simple. If you cook food at home, it's just going to be some onions, garlic, salt, oil, fruits. I mean, excuse me, vegetables. If you're cooking that, I mean, hopefully you're cooking vegetables, fish, meat, whatever it is that you're cooking. It's going to be very simple. But if you get a product from the store that's preserved, whether it's bread, you look at bread, it's like a whole paragraph of ingredients. Most of them you can't even pronounce. So, what are these things doing to the body? I know it's very convenient, but these are things that we want to think about. And all of these chemicals cause like almost like a chemistry experiment in the body. We all took chemistry in high school, and we know what happens when we put a whole bunch of things in a flask, the type of um, chemical reaction that happens. And so maybe say in there it's um, whatever chemicals that are in there, which are can be toxic to the body to a certain degree, especially over the course of our life. But to stay on task, say like that bread, whatever list of chemicals, and then someone may wash that down with, I don't know, store-bought juice or soda or something like that. And then they eat some, and you add all of these things, you can talk about just in your food. If you're not cooking um, home cooked meals, you might be getting 30, 40, 50 different chemicals going into your system on a daily basis. And most chemicals in general, as the body is detoxing it, again, you said in your liver and your kidneys and with your gut, you're hopefully eliminating most of that when you're urinating and when you're moving your bowels. But other chemical waste is going to store within the fat in your body. And so, um, over time, as we get older, the chemicals that are within the fat in the body and even within the bones, these things can begin to auto toxify the body, where now your body like is made of that. There's that saying, you are what you eat. So what are you based on what you're eating? Then, so that's like your food and your beverages. Then let's talk about like cleaning your house. You know, whatever you're using to clean your stove, the spray, all of these things are chemicals. Fabuloso, all of these, Mr. Clean, Comet, if you want to go old school, 409. These are all common chemicals that are used to clean the stove, to wash the dishes, to clean the bathroom, clean the floor, freshen the air. All of these things we're breathing in. And these things may be going in through our skin. And like I said, if we're breathing that in, that's going into our lungs. And our lungs have a lot of blood vessels within them. And from there is then getting into your blood circulation. And again, we're talking about the chemicals that were in the water, chemicals that were in the food, chemicals that's in cleaning products. Then you're talking about the shampoo. What type of soap do you use? What type of lotion do you use? You look at your lotion, if you're buying just whatever commercial lotion and not using some sort of, body moisturizing things that are naturally made. If you look at that, that's a whole nother host of chemicals. What are you using to clean your face? The makeup that women may be wearing. All sorts of things, even if we go to reproductive in terms of with intercourse. If you're using prophylactics and non-oxynol 9 and the lubrication that's on that, whether that's on a man's lingam or in the woman's yoni, what sort of, all of these things add up over the course of your life. And I'm sure most folks on here are in their 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 20s, however, and the accumulation of this throughout our lives, all of this can affect our process of aging. My folks are from the South, and even though my grandparents and all of them, they grew up poor, like poor, as they say, they grew up poor, but they had natural foods. There was no such thing as organic because a lot of folks grew their own foods, whether folks that were farmers or even things that were available at the local farmers market or the supermarket. There's a time before all of the pesticides and herbicides and things were sprayed on the produce, and so they didn't get all of that into their system. And a lot of times because they couldn't afford it, they weren't able to get soda and all of this stuff because they weren't buying food out in the street, as we say. And even you go to a restaurant, what are they putting in it? You don't know what that is. And so a lot of things are very convenient, but with this convenience, what price are we paying? So one of the ways that I um, can help with that is a 21-day purification program. I work with a company, Standard Process, and we have a 21-day purification program where it's excellent because you can eat the entire time, but with it, you're cutting out all of the things that you know that you don't need to be having, all of the junk food, the processed food, the caffeine, the alcohol, the smoking, um, all of these sorts of things. You're also within the program, you're cutting out grains. So there's no bread, no pasta, no noodles, nothing like that. You can still actually do sweet potatoes, no white potatoes, but you can do sweet potatoes because sweet potatoes and white potatoes are from two different families. With the 21-day purification program, it comes with like some different shakes that you're consuming along with your meals. It's all plant based, and the shakes are very nutrient dense. And adding different vitamins and minerals and herbs and enzymes and all sorts of things that your body needs to help to cleanse and detox. It also comes with some different capsules, some herbal capsules, which are excellent for helping to cleanse your gut, your stomach, your small intestine, your large intestine, cleansing your liver, your kidneys, and helping with that whole process. And then again, you're not eating all the junk and the processed foods. You drink a lot of water during the program. And so for me, when I do the 21-day purification program, I actually find that I eat more than I normally eat because I'll go to the supermarket and I'll just go straight to the produce section. I like to cook, and I'll go and I'll get all of the different types of greens, whether you're talking about your kale, cabbage, collard greens, mustard greens, turnip greens, dandelion greens, bok choy, callaloo, you name it. And I might mix all of those together. I'll wash all of that up, run them through the slicer on the food processor to make my time easier because that is a lot of cooking. And I might take all eight, nine, 10 of those greens, put them in a pot together with some fresh onion, garlic, a little olive oil, a little sea salt, Italian seasoning, let that cook down. I might make some quinoa, some red lentils or split peas or beans, um, salad, your mushrooms. I might shred up the different carrots, whether the whole carrot mix, your purple carrots, yellow, white. I know some people don't like the the yellow carrots. I'll put all of those together and make I'll put those together anyway, and I'll make a fresh, like a vinaigrette with some um, olive oil and Vinegar, you get the point. And so with that, I might be eating that for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, or definitely for lunch and dinner. And for breakfast, I might have the shake with some fruit. And with the shakes, all of that fresh vegetables, every meal I'm getting 13, 14, 15 vegetables. Literally, all of that is going through, flushing out the system. I mean, finally, I have to urinate a little more because the body is flushing out that liquid waste when I'm urinating. And of course, all of those vegetables are very high in water content. They have a high water content, and so all of that's going through, helping out the liver to cleanse the body, helping the kidney to cleanse the body. All of that fiber is going through my whole digestive system, so flushing the toxins and the accumulated waste and mucus and old unexcreted, incomplete excreted fecal matter going through, pushing that out the stomach and the small intestine and large intestine. And, not to be gross, but whatever, we all grown, when I have to go to the bathroom, move, have a movement, huge movement. So I know all of that waste is getting flushed out of my system. My stomach is getting flatter. And just overall, my skin clears up, more energy. And what I find is after the 21 days are over, this is a way of life. This is how I like to eat anyway. And so, with a lot of other detox and cleansing programs, they work, but you might just be, say, like the Master Cleanse program, which is great, but you can't live on lemon water, cayenne pepper, and maple syrup for the rest of your life. Even though you may lose 30, 40 pounds, when you eat, your body is going to pick all of that, a lot of that weight back up. But when you're eating all of the vegetables and the fruits, cutting out the grains, a lot of folks, just in general, are getting away from the rice and the bread and the potatoes anyway, because we, most of us, we sitting at a desk all day or having some sort of corporate job where we don't necessarily need to have all of that heavy grain and starch like that. Not saying not to eat it at all, but the way it is, folks can be eating oatmeal for breakfast, um, a sandwich for lunch, rice or pasta for dinner, and all of that. All of those carbs are building up and storing in the body the glycogen, and then you kind of get heavier as you get older, especially if you're not as active as you were when you were younger and your metabolism slowing down. And so the 21-day purification program is something that is excellent for helping that out. So, if you're interested in that and you are on Instagram or Facebook, you can actually either send me a private message or even in the comments, you can just comment the word detox and my bot will respond to you. And then I'll get back to you and we can talk about how you can take the next steps to get on the 21-day purification program. So again, it's excellent because you can eat the whole entire time. The first half of it is all plant-based and vegan, but for those that eat meat or fish or whatever, the second half of it, you can actually, if you choose, you can actually add back your lean meats and fish and things and those type of foods. So all of this becomes a lifestyle. And even afterwards, with the shakes that are with it, the shakes actually last longer than the 21 days. And I will use that as part of my daily breakfast regimen with my smoothies and have that. And that also helps to continue the process of detox. I work to do the 21-day purification program at least once a year. When I was younger, even more hardcore, I would go every season and do a 21-day cleanse, especially years ago when I was studying with Queen Afua, who was one of my first mentors when I first started on, really going into this health journey for myself back in the late 90s. And that really helped to provide that foundation. And as I'm, getting more mature and older, working to still continue this process. So again, The 21-day program, it's different. The diet program where you can eat the entire time, as much fruits and vegetables. You're cutting out the grains and the starches, even the nuts and things like that. All the processed food, no alcohol, no caffeine, um, no alcohol, no, all the things that you pretty much know that you're not supposed to be eating. And so, with that, just wanted to come on today. Again, I am Dr. Bashar Wilson. I am a doctor of acupuncture and Eastern medicine, or doctor of acupuncture and Chinese medicine specifically, but even some of that terminology is changing because the medicine is even deeper than just Chinese medicine. When you look at uh, the spirit of the medicine, the philosophies and things, but Chinese are some of the ones that definitely help to preserve that. I have a private practice, New York Sports Acupuncture, where I have a private practice in New York, in Brooklyn, New York, where I specialize in acupuncture and Eastern medicine for athletes, whether you're professional athletes, Olympians, amateur athletes, weekend warrior, or even folks that just have pain, whether you have the neck pain or back pain, shoulder pain, knee pain. We're using a blend of electrical stimulation, acupuncture to help to course the chi and the blood in your body to bring more energy and blood circulation, whether to or from an area, along with infrared heat, which warms the area. A lot of times when we have pain, the energy and blood is stagnant and fluids are stagnant in the area. And so you need that heat to help to warm it up and almost literally melt the pain away. Do some massage after that, some acupressure massage, because when we're dealing with any pain, we want to help to move physically and manually move out that stagnant chi and blood to or from an area, massage out any knots and ways where the muscles can be rough, really help to smooth that out. Give you some different corrective exercises that you can do at home. We look at your diet, different herbs that also go in to help to how you doing here? Different herbs that also go in to help with your blood circulation, your energy circulation, strengthening your tendons and your joints, relaxing the mind. And when we're looking at your health, we're looking at you as an individual. So you may, in addition to pain, you may have issues with your cardiovascular system, with your digestive system, with your energy, your sleep, all of the different things that may be going on in the body. We have to address these to bring complete healing to your body. And so I can be reached at 888 375 5444. That's my answering service. You leave a message for me there, and I'll get back to you. And we can discuss what your health goals are, whether you're coming in to the office for physical treatment, or we can do an evaluation over Zoom, a video, or just conversation on the phone, and begin to create you a personalized treatment plan to help you to reach all of your health goals. In terms of herbs, you can check out my website, manifestherbs.com, where I have all sorts of things there for digesting, for your digestion, your energy, reproductive health, cleansing, all of those things. And let's see. Again, if you're interested in the 21-day purification program, just comment the word detox and that'll send me a private message. And then we can take this conversation offline to get you and yours set up. I suggest everyone do the detox program, husband and wife, and it's excellent, or just whoever, even if you're not married, getting prepared for the spring and the summer body. It's an excellent way to begin that process. So, with that, let's see. what the comments are. Thank you all for tuning in. All right. On Instagram, only D Thomas said, "How do you spell the name of the water filter company?" Berkey. I think it's Berkey. Um, Definitely suggest that. And let's see. Any other questions or comments? Any questions about the detox program? Please put that in the comments and I will get that. But if not, we will shut it down for today. Give it another minute. Yes, I think that might be it for today. So, thanks again, my folks, for tuning in, and I will see you soon. Everybody, be well out here, stay natural, cook for yourself, and eat the best food that you can afford, wear the best clothes that you can afford, think the best thoughts, um, really be intentional around your health, and it'll show within your physical health, within your mental health, and within your spiritual health, because we all have something to bring to the table in terms of life purpose, and we need to be at our top energy wise, mentally, physically, spiritually, and all of that comes with having the highest intention for the greatest good. So, with that, I am going to say peace, and I will see you all next week.